Let's take a quick look at how your calculator program is going to work. So you will be working with two files in your calculator program. The first file is calculatorrunner.py, and you really don't need to edit this file, but this is the file that you run. And the second one is calculator.py. That's the file that you're going to make your changes to. And when you run calculatorrunner.py, it will automatically call calculator.py when necessary. Okay, so I'm going to run the runner. I've already finished my solution, so you can kind of see what it is that's expected of you in the solution. So let me run this. Okay, and so you see that it's asking you to enter the two numbers. So I'm going to enter some numbers, for example, 4 and 5. And then I get some options with those two numbers. The options are to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. So I'm going to, for example, add, and you should see that 4 and 5 get added together, and you get 9. If you try to subtract, that's option 2. You'll get -1 because 4 minus 5 is -1. If you try option 3, which is to multiply, you should get 20. And if you try option 4, which is to divide, 4 divided by 5 is 0.8. So that takes care of that. And all that is, all the menus and all that is done for you. That's why I'm saying you don't need to do anything to the runner file. The parts that are not done for you is, and we're just going to take a quick peek here at what's happening in the runner file. For example, when the user types in 1, the runner file calls your calculator file, and it looks for the function called add in your calculator file, and it passes the parameters first and second, which are the first and the second number that the user entered. So if we jump over to the calculator file, which is this one, here's the shell. So here we have the start of the add function, but there's some code missing or broken. And so the to-do block will tell you what's missing or what's broken, and you have to go ahead and try to fix it. Once you fix that, then the program should work. And so there's things you have to add or fix for subtract, for multiply, or for divide, for all four of them. Okay, I'm going to run it one more. Because I think the add, subtract, and multiply will be pretty straightforward for you, but I want to show you what I mean in the divide. So if you look at the to-do block for divide, it says that you have to check if the second number is 0, and the reason for that is that when you, in math, when you try to divide by 0, that cannot be done in math. It's called the answer that does not exist. So when you're programming a program that's able to divide two numbers, one of the first things you always have to check is if that second number is 0, and if that second number is 0, then you tell the user that you can't divide by 0. So that's what you're going to do here, but you're going to do it in a special way. So the instructions say, if the second number is 0, raise an exception, and the exception has to say exactly the following text: I'm sorry, I can't divide by 0. Okay, and you got to make sure that the exception that you raise, and that's part of the debugging chapter that you read, looks exactly like this. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you. First, I'm going to show you how to divide two numbers if the second number is not 0. So let's say I wanted to divide 7 by 8, and you do divide. 7 divided by 8 is 0.875, so see there's no issues there. Let's run it again, and let's put in a 0 for the second number and see what happens. So let's say you want to divide 4 by 0. Okay, so the add, subtract, multiply will all still work the same way they did before. However, the divide, because we can't divide by 0, I want you to notice that there's some errors. That's fine, that's on purpose. And if you look at the exception that's thrown at the end, it says, I'm sorry, I can't divide by 0. So that's the behavior that you have to achieve in your program as well. Okay. Last thing I'll say is that the second number cannot be 0, but the first number can be 0. So if I run my code again, and I make the first number 0, I want to show you that that works without any problems. So I'm going to enter my first number. It's going to be 0. My second number is going to be 7, for example. So notice I can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, because that's not a problem. Division when the first number is 0 is not a problem. Division when the second number is 0 is a problem. All right, that's it. Good luck. If you need any help, you know where to reach me.